Om Shri Sai Ram. Hello everyone. I am Viru Mudigonda, the current chairman of Sri Sathya Sai Charitable Trust, UK. It's my great honor and privilege to be in conversation today with Mr. Balram Puri, who was the first chairman of this trust, formed in 1979 and chosen to be the chairman by none other than the founder of this charity, Bhagavan Sri Sathya Sai Baba. Sai Ram and welcome Mr. Puri. It's a great honor to have you here with us, and thank you for coming across and spending some time with us to share your wonderful experiences with the trust right from its inception in 1979. I would like to start off by asking, how did this trust come about and what was the purpose of this trust?
Sai Ram, I'm much pleased that you have organized this interview. It gives me an opportunity to talk to you about the past of the trust. In 1978, Indulal Shah, who was at that time, I think, the chairman of the Prashanti Council, came to UK and met me. He informed me that Baba wants to establish a trust in UK,
Right.
a charitable trust. And he said, Swami will be the founder trustee, and he has decided that you should be the other second trustee, and we will take one more trustee. I could not believe. I told Indulal Shah that I'm quite happy to do the work, but I don't know how will I be able to service the trust. I'm an employee in a life insurance organization. I'm getting a regular salary. I don't have the funds to give to the trust that I may be able to really do some work for the trust.
Yes.
Indulal Shah immediately corrected me.
Right.
He said, no, Mr. Puri. Baba doesn't want you to give any funds. What he wants you is to administer the trust, to look after the trust, to see that the trust functions properly and within the law permitted by UK. I said, I'll try to do my best. As Swami has asked me, so I will definitely do my best. And he asked me to proceed for the registration of the trust.
Right.
Application was made to the Charity Commission for registration. And I like to read the query that I got from the Charity Commission before the registration.
Right. Yeah, that would be very helpful.
Yes. The Charity Commission asked, you have mentioned in the trust deed, one of the objectives is to teach and carry out the message of love. It is a very vague purpose. Please set out in details the activities that trust would undertake.
Right.
Instead of replying that letter, I took an appointment with the Charity Commission and went there. At that time, the offices was in Piccadilly Circus. I explained to them that what the founder trustee wants is that all the service that is done should be done with love and a good feelings, and that is the purpose. The official who interviewed me, he just smiled. He said, we are registering your trust.
Wow.
The trust was registered, and I sent the information to Indulal Shah that the trust is registered. You will be surprised that I got a brief that the funds will not be collected by asking for donations from anyone. I could not make out as to how I can collect funds in case I don't ask people for the funds. But it was a brief, and so I followed it. I really did not know. Then I got the project from Prashanti Nilayam. First was the university project. Prashanti Nilayam University was to be established. So after knowing that and knowing that we cannot ask for donations, I had fortunately an opportunity of meeting lot of heads of the organizations of Indian organizations here,
Right.
both government as well as private. I came here as an executive of the Life Insurance Corporation of India, which is a Government of India organization,
Yes.
and therefore I had an opportunity of meeting all these executives. I could go to the High Commission, and in all the High Commission parties I was invited. I started talking about the projects of Swami in parties casually.
Yes.
Also in my social gatherings, I spoke about the projects only.
Yeah.
And Dr. Viru, they were not the Sai devotees at all. There were hardly few Sai devotees at that time in UK. After knowing the project, after knowing that the education is going to be free, after knowing that the education is free in a place where it is in the interior of India,
Yes.
where the education is so difficult for anybody to get.
Yes.
So they were moved. And in due course of time, I started getting the messages from my contacts that they would like to donate some amount for the education.
Wonderful.
And where the money should be sent. And they sent the money. I gave the details, and the money was received in the bank account. When we opened the bank account, it was decided that the bank account should be operated by 2 trustees. And Swami will be one of the signatories to all the operations of the bank.
Right.
And Swami then selected me to be a second signatory. We did not collect much money in the early years. I think the first payment that we sent for the university was in 1982.
Okay.
And the problem came as to how the funds can go, because the Swami is in Puttaparthi and I am here, how the checks can be signed. So I had to prepare a check, send it to him for his signatures, and then put my signatures and give it to the bank to transfer the money.
Yep.
A check was sent through Indulal Shah, and check never came back. I contacted Indulal Shah that you are asking for money, but the check is still with Swami. He went to Swami, and Swami said, I don't know, where is that check gone? So I sent another check.
Right.
The second check also met the same fate.
Okay.
Then I said, okay, checks have to be signed first by Swami, so why not send the checkbook? I sent the checkbook. And the checkbook also met the same fate. I told Indulal Shah that there is no way that the money can be remitted from here. It is lying in the bank unless the check is signed by Swami. He said, you prepare a letter and I'll get it signed personally, and then I sent it to you. Then Swami signed that letter for the transfer of funds. I countersigned it and the funds were sent.
Okay.
But later on, Swami felt that it was not practical to have the check signed by him. So he asked me to take one more trustee as a joint signatory and operate the bank account and send the money. The first remittances that we made
Yes.
to Puttaparthi was only for the university. We had 2 seats of professors reserved in the university. That means that all the expenses of the salary, etc., of that professor were met by the trust.
Right.
The money was sent by us here to the central trust, and they will make the payment there.
Yes.
This is how the payment was being made. This is how this trust initially worked.
Came about.
Yes.
Yes. So initially you were 3 trustees.
Yes.
And then you increased the number of trustees as the years went on, I presume.
Yes.
Okay.
See, the brief from, as the activities increased,
Yes.
the brief from Swami came
Yes.
that you can expand the trust, but the number of the trustees should not be more than 5 or 7.
Right.
He actually said that don't have as more number of trustees, but maximum should be 7. But if you have to have more because of your circumstances, go up to 9. But it is good that you keep the number to 5.
Okay.
That was his belief. Previously, we started with 3 trustees only.
Yes.
After the university project was over, then we got a project of the hospital, super specialty hospital.
Yes.
Now, super specialty hospital was easy to talk. I found that people were more interested when they came to know that in that interior part of India, there is going to be a super specialty hospital, and also the treatment will be free,
Yes.
irrespective of the status or caste of a person. Even if a rich person goes, he will be having a free treatment.
Yeah.
So I used to talk about the projects, not only functions, but also in the center or anywhere I was invited. If by any chance a reference came to Swami's activities, I will talk only about the project.
Yes.
And people listened to it very interestingly. They were very keen to know as to what is happening about the removal of sickness of the poor in the interior villages.
Yes.
They were moved, and believe me, in the initial stages, lot of funds were received directly, I would say without effort.
Right.
Without effort, without asking into the trust. And the funds, naturally, I would send it because it was for the project.
Yes.
Although the local organization, they said that Mr. Puri, you are only sending me funds there, you are not sending me funds for the activities here.
Yeah.
I explained to them at that time, the organization is very small, there are not much of activities. If you have got a project, we will also consider that.
Yes.
But for the time being, the funds are being donated, and most of the funds that I received at that time was from non-devotees. Then, of course, the funds from devotees also came.
Yes.
You will be surprised that there were large amounts of funds that we got by one single devotee
Right.
or one single person, you can say.
Right.
And that too for the hospital.
Right.
And like this, there was another instance which I can remember now, where I never knew, but there was a lady from a different country than UK
Right.
who used to come for bhajans, and knew her, and she had also in her will donated a large amount for the hospital. The hospital project, as I said, was very easy to talk about, and the donations came.
Yeah.
The surprising thing is that when I told that the hospital will be ready within a year, nobody believed. I said, Swami says that hospital will be built in 1 year,
Yes.
and the first operation will take place after the end of the year. I used to keep a contact with the architect also who used to come to London for something. He was an architect from London itself. I don't remember his name at present.
Keith Critchlow, I think.
Keith Kishore.
Yes.
He used to come and meet me at the center and
Yes.
talk about the. And he says it is surprising as to how Swami is able to complete the construction, most of the construction of the hospital. He said even after the hospital is completed, the extensions will go on, which is quite normal for any building.
Yes.
But he says he will see that it gets completed in 1 year, and I think it will be completed in 1 year. And I understand after 1 year, an operation, heart operation, took place in that hospital.
Yes.
Dr. Viru, I used to not only talk about the project, but the progress of the project in the center and socially
Yes.
as much as I could. That was the only way I was able to get, and it has really surprised me. I've never ever seen that you get the funds without asking. So we got the funds from asking. For me, the establishment of a hospital, the establishment of university, the colleges, is a miracle of Swami. For me, these are the miracles.
Yes. Very true.
The work of foundation continued.
Yes.
Then came the water project.
Right.
And water project, as you know, supply of water into the interior villages.
Yes.
It's a great problem in our country.
Yeah, true.
Even the government of India much appreciated this work of water project.
Yeah.
When this came, this also started talking about people. And again the money started pouring in. Now from different sources, because in due course of time my social contacts were also increasing.
Yes.
And I was talking, and they were in turn talking to the others also.
Yes.
And that is how we got the money for the water project, and the water project was also completed. This is how the trust did the work. We
When
did
the-
our work in our most humble way, whatever we could do, worked as a team and did the work.
It's your humility to say that you didn't do anything, things happened, but unless you took the initiative to spread the good work that was going on, only then people will get to know. Unless we talk about it, they would not know
Dr. Viru, that is right. But who inspired?
this.
Who inspired? It is not only Swami, but it is his project.
Yes.
Swami, of course, asked, but the project itself inspired.
Yes.
And that is how we got the donations.
Yes.
I just tell you something which is not related to the trust. I had an opportunity in 1975. I had to drive him to a particular place for dinner.
Right.
But when I was to drive, Swami asked another person who was hesitant to drive the car because he felt that he is not so much confidence of driving. So he had asked me to drive Swami for dinner at his place. So when we went to Swami and he said, his name was Malik. He said, Malik, you drive the car. And Malik was a bit shaky, but he took the car and went, he drove the car and we went to his place for dinner with Swami. Swami, during the car, I just asked one thing from Swami. I said, Swami, I am a non-vegetarian. What do you advise me, whether I should become vegetarian or what? And Swami's reply was, it is your choice what you want to eat. What goes into your mouth is your choice, but most important is what comes out of your mouth.
Yes. Very
Do you
significant.
speak politely? Do you speak with love? That is more important. But believe me, he did not tell me, but later on I myself became the vegetarian. Without his asking, without anything. And for the small children, he gave a message at that time to both of my sons. He said, you have to work hard. Your father wants you to be professionally qualified. And if you have to work, if you have to be professionally qualified, you will have to work hard. Swami will not come in the hall to write your answer books. So, howsoever one may pray or one may do, work has to be done. Now, these are one or two things that I remember immediately and I've shared with you.
It's very significant what you said,
Yeah.
that it doesn't matter what goes into your mouth,
Yes.
but what comes out of it in
Yes.
what we are saying, how we are saying.
Yes.
That is the most important thing. What a universal message that is.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
And also, secondly, that one has to do his karma.
His work. Yes.
One has to do his karma. Without karma, nothing can be done.
Yes, yes. So you were an executive of a big corporation, life insurance corporation. You also had other activities, business and things. With all that, preoccupations in life, there were so many big projects that you were also going and talking about. How did you find the time, or how did you prioritize? What did you do?
I think to find the time was not difficult at all. Because if Swami had asked me to go and collect the funds, ask for funds, then I had to find time to go and collect the funds. Take appointment with people, explain the project, collect the money from them and all that. But he made these things very simple for me. You don't ask for funds. So socially I could ask, it became simpler thing for me.
Yes.
Because Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan was established in 72 here.
Right.
And right from the day one, I got involved in that.
Okay.
Swami knew about it.
Right.
I had told him.
Yeah.
Each time I went, Swami asked me, how is Bhavan? So Swami, not only about his organization, he always looked after the other good organizations which are doing social work and good work. He always asked me, how is Bhavan?
Because that's another important point you are saying as well, because there are so many good organizations that are doing good work.
Yes.
And Swami has always taught us to be, associated with them, any good work that is happening.
Yes.
I think that is an important thing for our trust to keep in mind all the time.
Yeah. I think trust at present is in very good hands. People are doing good work. And the objective of the trust are the same.
Yes.
And let me also tell one thing, that at the time the trust was registered, it was registered at Sri Sathya Sai World Foundation, UK.
Yes. Yeah, we noted that on the original deed.
Yeah. Sathya Sai World Foundation, UK. I've got the signatures also of Swami signing as Sri Sathya Sai World Foundation, UK for this trust.
Yes.
The trust was registered in 79
Yes.
as Sri Sathya Sai World Foundation, UK.
Yes.
And this name continued for 20 years.
Yeah.
Till we learned in 1999 from Indulal Shah that in USA a trust has been formed as Sri Sathya Sai World Foundation, UK, with a similar name.
Right.
And Indulal said, what should we do? I said, listen, we are the same organization. We cannot have difference of opinion. Either they change their name or we will change our name. And Indulal Shah said, all right, Mr. Puri, let the name of our UK Trust be changed and call it Sri Sathya Sai UK Trust. So that is how the name was changed.
Oh.
But the original name is Sri Sathya Sai World Foundation, UK. Also, let me tell you that Sri Sathya Sai World Foundation, UK, which was established in 79, was the first trust outside India established by Swami.
Very significant.
This was the first trust
Yes.
established outside UK.
Yes. It was the divine will
Yes.
to have chosen UK as the place to
To have the first.
have the first. So his divine vision
Yeah.
is maybe for the trust to carry out, as you said, the spreading the mission, message of his love
Yes.
through whatever activities we do. Yes, yeah. So you have seen the trust for now, what, 44 years, I think we are now, 1979 to 2023.
Yes.
And although you retired from the trust a few years ago,
Yeah.
you had always kept in touch, and the trustees had also kept in touch with you to, get some advice and some counsel so that we don't move away from the founding spirit with which this trust was formed.
It is very kind of you, very nice of all the trustees to keep me in trust. Always, all the time, they call me from time to time, and whatever I can contribute, I'm quite happy to do that. It's the divine will, I think, that Swami wants me to sometime get associated, and I'll continue to do as much as I can.
No, that's thank you on that
Thank you.
point. Very, very. Thank you very much.
Thank
So over these 44 years, roughly, you've seen the trust then, and now you're seeing the trust now. Do you see any difference, or do you see it that, or now we need to do this, or anything like that at all?
No, I think in the earlier part of the trust, as I said, the concentration was helping the activities in India,
Yes.
which was right also.
Yes.
But now, it's not only India, but outside, because I understand that there have been a lot of eye operation projects that have been undertaken.
Yes.
And not only in UK,
Yes.
but in Russia, in Africa, and other countries,
Yes.
which is quite good. I'm quite pleased about it.
Yeah.
That now the activities have expanded,
Yes.
and also attention is being given to the activities in UK, because in UK also it has become a very big organization,
Yes.
and such a good service it can be done
Yes.
to serve humanity,
Yes.
to relieve poverty, or
Yes.
to relieve sickness.
Yes.
I think these objectives can be done through the Sai organization of UK also now.
Yes.
And now I don't know if you get any projects from India, but if you get good, but the difference I find is only that the activities have expanded now quite a lot.
Yes.
Which is right, which
Yes.
should be there.
Yes. During COVID
Yeah.
relief in India,
Yeah.
we had not only from India but Nepal and Sri Lanka. There was a lot of activity done for COVID relief
Okay.
when the COVID really affected India quite badly.
I think that is how it should be.
Yes.
That is how it should be. And the present trustees are doing a good work. Even
No,
the
thank you.
trustees who have been before you,
Yes.
I think they have been taking quite a lot of interest in these activities
Yes.
and in meeting the objectives of the trust.
Yes.
The objective of the trust remains the same:
Yes.
relief of poverty,
Yes.
relief of sickness,
Yes.
and education.
Yes.
These are the three main objectives
That's
of
true.
the trust.
True.
And which I think the trust is following and should
Yes.
be followed.
Yes. I mean, our activities, even at the moment, are based only on those objects.
Yes.
And we continue to do that. We haven't changed the objects
Yes,
of the
yes,
trust.
it should not be changed.
They will not, because Swami
I think the objectives should not be changed. These are fixed by Swami, and
Yes.
these are the very noble objectives.
Yes.
And if we can do that, it's a great thing.
Yes. And what you said about in the beginning, the way you explained how to spread what did the spreading of message of love
Yes.
means to that charity commission
Yes.
official,
Yeah.
I think sums up for all of us, Swami's message in the
Yeah.
sense, with good thoughts, with good feelings,
Yeah.
you go and help the person who is in need.
Yeah.
That is all love is all about.
Their query could not be answered by correspondence. I could not have replied properly. I went there, explained them, and talked to them about Swami, and then explained the whole thing. He really listened with a lot of interest. A local officer, an English officer who didn't know anything about Swami, and he smiled. He liked it very much. He said, "All right, we will register your charity, don't worry."
But that's a message for all of us also,
Yes, yes.
Mr. Puri, because there are for all devotees or for all donors, for all trustees, that whatever we do with the good feelings,
Yes.
good thoughts,
Yes.
good wishes for the person in need. And that is the wholesome definition of love.
Yes, it's true.
Is nothing else. That is, it's not philosophical, it is a practical way of doing things. Amazing. Amazing.
Okay.
Thank you very much for spending your time with us this afternoon. I would close this by saying that we will call you again soon to share your experiences with Bhagavan Sri Sathya Sai Baba, which I know yourself and your late wife, Mrs. Damayanti Puri, both have done tremendous work in this country for the for Bhagavan's mission.
I'll do my best if there is an opportunity, and if I can, I will do my best to explain.
There you go, everyone. This was a wonderful opportunity to share a few experiences, a few thoughts, a few views, and some wonderful experiences with with Bhagavan Sri Sathya Sai Baba that Mr. Puri had been very kind to share with us. If you would like to get more information about our trust, please visit our website www.srisathyasaitrust.org.uk. You will have more videos in time to come, more interviews. So we hope you have all benefited from this. I certainly have in my role as the chairman of the trust at present. But for future generations, what Mr. Puri has shared with us today would be of immense value. That I have no doubt about. Hope you have all enjoyed and have a good time. Sai Ram. Thank you.